Now, okay, I'm gonna repeat it again. Okay, morning, one, and uno understand patois.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, it's actually good morning. Yeah, how are you? And if you understand patois, it's one of the native, well, not native, but yeah, it's a spoken language in Jamaica. And okay, yeah.
Hello my friends, and today we're gonna speak about Jamaica. Jamaica is a small country in the Caribbean Sea with the capital of Kingston. And it's a very good country with a large history and very good people.
And you can see that's a flag. It's really. Sorry. How do you turn?
Here you go.
No? Yeah? No. Okay. Firstly, I'm gonna talk about a bit of the history of Jamaica and how people arrived and the colonization. And first of all, as we all know, Columbus was the first to arrive to the Caribbean islands in 1492, and he for sure there were they met the native people. They are Arawak, okay, and later on, 100 years after, like in May 10, 1655, the English arrived to Jamaica, and as well as the Spanish, they had their own reasons, expanding their language, their religion, and also their culture, and 50 years later, after they arrived, the English started to had a control of Jamaica, and they they put English as a first language and everything. Yeah. And after this event, we can tell that it came the 300 years of English control in Jamaica.
Okay, Jamaica's language. I can tell that the English is the main Jamaican language. The population of Jamaica, by the way, is 2.5 million people. It's a small country, and all of them speaking in English Creole. It's like the type of the English. But there is also one more language which people understand, but they're not talking. It's kind of the rural languages. It's mixed. It's called Patosi. Patosi is the mix of African, Spanish, French, and English. So basically, what Gonzalo said at the beginning of the presentation is some of the words in Patosi. Before the English people came, they used to speak in Patosi.
Okay. As Troy said, okay, English is the first official language in Jamaica, and is mainly used for formal situations like government and I don't know business business activity or whatever, or even when you talk to police, you will talk in English, and also. It's used in education. People in Jamaica, they're obligated to study English in the school. And in the other hand, okay, as I said, there is another language. It's the Patois. It's an informal language. It's used in just for your friends and just talking and everything. But it's not used for any like formal or anything. It's just for informal situations and in between families and everything. Yeah. And friends. Why is not here?
Okay, now English influenced Jamaican people. As Marcelo said, in 1655 when the British came, they brought to the Jamaican people new culture and new language. This language gives them opportunity in the future and for right now to develop their country. I think the coming of English made native Jamaicans change their lifestyle forever. New language as English bring the policy system, the economy, the art, music, more culture, and more ways to agriculture. So basically, English brought the lifestyle which we live right now in every country to Jamaica, and it gave them a chance to the world to see the bad things and the good things in the world. And so right now, the people in Jamaica can communicate with the other people, and so they feel they're part of the world.
Okay, we have two videos. If you would just, how much time do you know how much time?
Well, we've got assembly, so.
Oh, okay, no, it's just well then let's put a Bob Marley one.
Yeah, we're gonna show you about
Yeah, Bob Marley and how he speaks. He speaks patois.
Like many Rastas, Bob Marley talks in a thick Jamaican patois, which at times is difficult to understand. He starts out talking about reggae music.
Yeah, Jamaican people play it. Yeah, it's like musician from Jamaica play that music, you know. And like musician from you know, nighttime black musician from America play the funk or blues, you know. And people don't play reggae music.
Can it be copied quite successfully outside of Jamaica?
Well, you see, where I feel about the music, it can be copied, you know.
Is one of the languages that is recognized as a reggae
it's not
music.
copied, do it.
Everyone
It's
like,
the
knows
feel.
it as, like knows it because it's reggae.
You know,
And
it
that's
carry
why
a feel.
like, music is one of the
Where
ways that people knows patois.
you have
So,
plenty
patois.
musicians,
Patois.
them know it, but them can't do it. So people still searching for this truth here, which this reggae music, you know, bring across to them, and the only purpose it serves is to tell the people about Rastafari.
Did you always intend being just a reggae musician, or had you played rock music and soul music before?
In that sense, we really listen to a lot of music, you know. I mean, first time, just to listen to music that play on the radio. Not that we couldn't afford to buy records, so we listen to the radio. And anything the radio play is that we hear. So I wasn't really into them things. I was.
Even in small countries, there is the big people.
Thing is enough. You can see as patois.
Let's
Okay.
stay a little bit longer. If you got 10 minutes,
And we also want to show you one more video about.
Well, no. Let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on.
I'll share all these PowerPoints too, so if you guys want to go back and look at them, you can see.
Here's the patois expression. This language.
Patois.
For example, like fra it's from what, pa, it's part, you then, you from. So basically, as you can see, all of this is the expressions usually used in patois language.
Okay. As a final point, English has definitely influenced in the culture of the native Arawak people from 300 years ago, 400 years ago, and has definitely influenced for good and for bad, because they for good like. The Native Americans, the English people brings them the methods of agriculture, more modernization, like a new government and new culture, like music culture, art culture, educational culture. But however, okay, like as every colonization, there are like. The bad side and the good side, and the bad side of this whole history is that the Arawak they lost his like the people from Jamaica lost the culture of Arawak, and they don't like follow it like nowadays, and as all we know, there's always you always gain things and lose things in these situations. So in conclusion, I think English has been a good how do you say, a good influence for the Jamaican people. Yeah. And thank you very much. Any questions?
Any quick questions before you guys go to the cafeteria?
Who are the famous people in Jamaica?
Besides
Usain Bolt. As you know, the sportsman Usain Bolt. Which,
The mainly people, like the mainly famous people that are in Jamaica are museums.
right now it's a lot of
Musicians.
You know, right now in Jamaica in the sport there's a lot of runners, same as Usain Bolt. As you can see in the last Olympic Games, the first 3 gold medals was the Jamaicans.
Also,
Usain
Damian Marley is the son of.
Damian Marley,
Yeah.
the son of
Well, Bob Marley had lots of children. He had about 13 children by like 7 different women. So he spread his seed pretty wide before he died of cancer. When he was pretty young.
And his son's still doing the music, and his son
I've
is
seen
doing
Ziggy Marley in concert.
Ziggy Marley.
Keep your notes. We'll ask a few more questions on Monday before we finish the other 3 groups. An interesting point you guys raised is that it's like, oh yeah, put it in the middle table. A couple of things to think about with Jamaica, which is not unlike other countries in the New World, Australia, United States, Canada. The Arawak Indians are actually pretty much gone. They were wiped out. There was a genocide. Their language is gone. The people are mostly gone. And who did they bring? Why are Jamaicans black?
Of course,
They were brought as slaves. So black Jamaicans also have ancestry as slaves. They lost their languages from West Africa and they were forced to speak English. And so it's not a pretty history. But on the other hand, you have a lot of contributions to the world of arts and music from Jamaica, reggae music, and they have their own patois, their own language. So it's a rich history, but it's not necessarily a very nice history. And this is the same pattern that happens today through the language gap.
I hope you enjoyed this. Learn more about smoker.
Just so you know too, the word patois is a French word. It means like kind of a local dialect of a language. All of these valleys here in Switzerland, before media, before modern transportation and television and radio, all these little valleys like Diableré, Lézan, Verbier, they all have their local patois, their local French dialect, which was completely different than the next valley. So it's an interesting thing. Okay, thanks guys. We'll finish up on Monday.
Like,